Tomorrow night, the fog will fall on Carowinds, and Friday the 13th will be the opening night of Scarowinds. And we are here for an early preview. Welcome back to Eddytainment. My name's Eddie, and today, guys, we have a special one for you. We are at Carowinds for their Scarowinds event, but today is super special. We get an early preview, so we're going to take you guys throughout the whole entire event before the event opens up tomorrow on the 13th, Friday the 13th. And we're going to tell you a little bit about all the scare zones, bring you along for a little early behind the scenes look at this amazing event here where the Carolinas come together. Let's get inside the park and have some fun. And before we make it inside of the park, we're right in the front entrance of Carowinds. As you can see, it is currently closed, and you can see some of the spooky decorations inside, as well as Fury 325 in the background, and the two different states, their flags. We're going to be making our way in, and shortly I'll be able to tell you a little bit more about all the details we're going to be able to see. But I'm pretty sure we're going to get a little bit of everything. Some of the food, all of the houses, some of the scare zones, as well as some of the shows. And we've made it inside, and we're currently standing in two different states. We're gonna get spooked in two different states. Where else can you do that besides Scarowinds? And check it out, the entryway. It's kind of surreal to be inside the park and see how empty it is. I'm excited for tonight to bring you guys along. I do have my media lanyard now, so I'll be able to give you guys a little bit more insight. Let's take a look at the lanyard. It has like a breakdown of what we'll be able to experience tonight. And here we are, schedule for the event. And to start us off at 6 p.m., we have food availability over at the Cedar Creek VIP Lounge. We'll go over there, tell you guys a little bit of feedback on the food. And then it looks like at 7 is when the attractions start. So we'll be able to do half of the park. And then at 8, the other half of the park will open up. The event goes all the way up to 11. At 8, we got the first look of Lobotomy of Oddities, which is a new show over at Aeronautic Landing. And then we got our first look at Wake the Dead, a murder mystery musical. And I believe that's also another new show at the Carowinds Theater. And then, of course, we have returning Conjure the Night at 10:30 on the Plaza stage. I'm excited. So I think throughout this time, we'll try to make sure that we get all of these shows, but we'll also make sure that we fit in all the houses. I'm excited to bring you guys along. Guys, get your spooky caps on. Let's have some fun. All right, so as we make our way back so we could get some grub before the time is over, we got about 45 minutes left to be able to get some food in us, so we got to get back there. I want to let you guys know, we're going to make our way through the event. We're going to try to fit in every single house, but definitely with a priority on the shows. The shows are the newest additions. Some of these houses, and for the most part, all the houses are returning houses, but we definitely will give you our feedback on the houses, but we're prioritizing the shows and the experience. We're going to have fun regardless, so stick around. Let's have a good time enjoying Scarowinds before Scarowinds opens tomorrow on Friday the 13th. All right, so we've made our way over to one of the booths to grab food, and these look very appetizing. So we're actually going to get ourselves one of each. It's the honey glazed pork wings, and then don't ask me to pronounce that, but it does. We were able to get that already. We're just waiting for the pork wings. It looks like a mac and cheese style of food. We'll definitely be trying it out, giving you some feedback in just a moment. We're just waiting for our pork wings to arrive. All right, and it looks like we have a little Oktoberfest eating area, a new event coming this year. We should be getting that when the event opens up as well. It'll be a daytime event, but we grabbed some food and check it out. We got the wing, and we got the one that I couldn't pronounce, and let's try it out now. The parade is coming, so we're gonna have to rush back to catch the parade as well. All right, so I'm probably gonna need napkins after this, and I wasn't prepared. I didn't grab them, but check that out. The glaze on that puppy. Let me get myself focused. There it is. Wow. All right, let's try this out. Nice crunch on the outside. It does have like a little sweet glaze. And it's a hefty size on the bone. I think it comes with 2 when you order it normally, but obviously today we're just getting some samples, but delicious. All right, and next we got ourselves the bratwurst and some cheesy potatoes. We did try the like mac and cheese thing. It was just like mac and cheese, and it was very good. I did hold on to it for a little bit too much, so it wasn't super warm, but it still tasted good. I could only imagine if it was nice and fresh, that would be delicious. Now these are obviously just some of the items that you could expect, but we're getting a good selection, and I think some of the like primary items that you could look forward to that will be your best bang for your buck, and a bratwurst is always something that I would suggest. These are delicious, and Well, before I say that they're delicious, let's confirm. And even with this being a sample portion size, this is probably going to be nice and filling, so I could imagine the actual portion size when you're here for the event is going to be great. Now, prices, we don't know the prices per se. We don't see them on the menus, or at least I didn't. We'll go back and we'll double check. But I believe some of these items are going to be fairly affordable for theme park food at an event. And then last but not least, we got the like cheesy potatoes. I didn't get the name of this, but I'll probably overlay the display for it. Let's try this out. Okay, I'm not 100% sure that this is cheesy potatoes. It almost looks like there's apple on the top of it with some sour cream. Definitely apple. Definitely some type of sour cream. It tastes like an apple pie. Let's try the potatoes by themselves.
What's happening?
It's like a nice refreshing dish, and mostly with the sour cream. Probably wouldn't try this one again. The other items are definitely things that I would frequent. This one's probably my least favorite, but it doesn't taste bad. It's just kind of an interesting combination for my palate. All right, so there was some German nachos also that we could try, and as well as some like pretzel nuggets, but we didn't end up getting them. Our friend over here got them. You want to plug your channel?
Check out it's about Bad Adventures on both YouTube and on Facebook.
Perfect. So I let him plug because we're shooting his food, so that's the least I could do. But we did also grab some samples of the beer, and I believe this is a Glides. It's like a Carowinds specific Oktoberfest, and then this is your regular, I believe, Sam Adams Oktoberfest. I've already tried this a million times. Delicious. Let's go ahead and try this out and see what it's like. All right, so after this, we'll get to some of the fun stuff. I think we've got about 5 minutes before the houses start to open, so after this, no more samples. Let's get to the creepy houses and scare zones. It's delicious. That's like a fruitier Oktoberfest. Very refreshing. Definitely, I would recommend. I'm not a beer guy, but this one's one that I probably would frequent. And over here we have some of the other items that you could try that we weren't able to try today. As you can see, there's a lot of them. So they were able to give us some of them in a good selection, but birria egg rolls, that sounds delicious. We got the buffalo chicken ranch flatbread, which we had last year. Some of the different like shakes that you could get and different alcoholic drinks as well, but all delicious items. Definitely a nice variety of things that you could try, and some of the things that we actually were able to try today. All right, so no more food. We are nice and stuffed. We have also our little soda for the road, but now we get to go try out some of the attractions. We have Bloodyard, Slaughterhouse, The Final Cut, Harvest, Fear, Silver Screen Studios, Condemned. Those are all open right now from 7 to 9:30, and then at 8 we'll have another bit of houses that'll be open and scare zones for us to enjoy. So let's make our way over for the first house. I'm excited. And we are making our way back. I believe Condemned Slaughterhouse is back here, as well as, I forget the other one. But our show will be here at the Carowinds Theater. A great little venue, and I'm so glad that they're using it. I wish over at King's Dominion they would do the same, because they have the King's Dominion Theater, which goes unutilized during their Haunts event. And here we go through our first territory. It is daytime, so harder for the guys to hide, but look at these creepy guys. This is the Bloodyard.
Welcome to hell.
Welcome to hell, he says. And last year we actually did work this area. We got all spookified and turned into a monster, and were able to scare some of the patrons for the media event last year. All right, I believe our first house is going to be this way, right by Fury. And here we go. What more of a beautiful background could that be? Fury 305 in the back of the Silver Scream Studios, Condemned. Let's make our way in. All right, and here we go. Our first house of the night.
What's happened to me?
He got me. All right. You guys didn't see him, but he popped up right behind me. Whoa. Strobe light warning. Oh, there's like an Egyptian mummy room.
Welcome to my kingdom!
Great in this movie. Whoa. Whoa.
Everything is wrong. Everything. All of these people. I'm a monster.
Oh, a big old spider. Oh, shoot. Which one of these are real? Oh. It's like a Dracula room, and they got me good.
I've been waiting for you. I am the famous director Max von Hellberg. I will make stars of all of you. I will have you hanging.
And first and foremost, we were able to film, so we're going to be able to get an inside look for you guys on all the houses. Next, we're going to be doing Slaughterhouse, but I don't know if it's because I'm filming inside of the houses, but they were able to get me a good amount of times. I typically don't get that scared in these houses, but the actors are doing a good job, and they were definitely catching me off guard. But yeah, Silver Screens Studios condemned.
Good evening, darling. Stay for a bite.
Get weirded out. A lot of bad things have happened to a lot of people.
All right, and we're making our way back to Slaughterhouse. And one of the great elements about Slaughterhouse, we did this house last year. It is amazing in the inside, but the line as well is kind of themed. You got this kind of like the cow pen as like they get pushed to slaughter. So kind of nice little scenic elements as you make your way in. And then we got the sign right here that occasionally will cycle through a different like little action where the lights black out and all you see is D-I-E, die. And here we go into Slaughterhouse. Thank you. Oh, gross. The butchers are coming. It looks like they came and went. That's crazy. Somebody was getting sawed in half. Oh look, and they actually have a conveyor belt. A working conveyor belt with the meats. Whoa, and we're going through a meat grinder. Whoa. Oh, geez. Right, and Slaughterhouse in the bag as well. That house was amazing. It was intense compared to last year. I don't remember it being that crazy, but you got the person being sawed in half. You have the actual conveyor belt and some puppetry at the end. Super awesome. And I think when you're walking through with the camera, it's much easier to get scared because I feel like I don't get scared that often, but for some reason today, they're getting me. All right, and we're making our way back so we could go check out the show over at Aeronautica. That one starts at 8, so we got 10 minutes to make our way back, but it does look like there's another show. There's a couple things that seem to be off of the actual like schedule. Cool, nice surprises, but this area right here, I've pointed out in the past is one of my favorite areas in the park because it always reminds me of Jaws. And we do have some of the scare actors out here as well. And then a show. I don't think this is the show that we're looking for, but like I said, a nice little surprise off the schedule show. I didn't film too much of that scare zone because they have the performers there and it's copywritten music, but I do like that scare zone. It kind of gives me like that old school Halloween town type of feel, kind of like a Michael Myers, but actually we're still in the scare zone. It actually goes all the way out to Aeronautica Landing, which we're headed to right now. But we might actually grab a drink if one of the bars are open. Nope, doesn't look like the bars are open, but let's make our way over to the show. And we're making our way into Aeronautica Landing. But before then, when we're gonna go, so we're all the way back here, we're about to watch the show. But if you're looking at navigating through, I would suggest downloading the app, but you could also just freeze frame here if you need to, so you could check out the events and everything that it has to offer. We're about to check out the Lobotomy show. I believe it's called the Lobotomy of Oddities, which is right cheer. So right over here somewhere. Let's make our way over. All right, I'm tripping. This is not a show. Lobotomy of Oddities is actually a scare zone here at Carowinds Scarowinds, and it's new this year. I thought that it was a show because it opened up at 8 o'clock. No, at 8 o'clock is our first look of this scare zone. We get kind of a sneak peek of all the different characters. As you can see, some of the characters are out. We got a stilt walker, and we got, oh, it looks like they're all showing up.
Have you seen my bowl anywhere? The animal.
Your bow animal?
No!
What?
A bull.
Oh, bull.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Want to hear a story?
Sure, hit me with it.
Okay, perfect. Once upon a time, I was in a rodeo in Dallas, Texas. Got kicked out because I lost the bull. The bull kicked my eye. Now I'm in a lot of debt to the rodeo.
Oh.
Help me!
Get to
Debt is no joke.
get to work. All right. Oh, creepy. And I do like what they're doing with the Lobotomy of Oddities. Very cool props. How far does it go? Does it go further on over to the right? Oh man, and they got a lot of the characters out. As you saw earlier, one of them told me a quick story. Now they do have a lot of characters, but I wonder if any of like the performers, because I see the Snake Charmer, Madame Fettuccine, the Human Noodle. I wonder if any of these people come out and perform in the scare zone here, but it is a fairly large scare zone. It goes out pretty far. And I'm surprised, you know, I didn't think Aeronautica Landing would be utilized for a scare zone, but I'm kind of happy that it is because this looks pretty awesome. Whoa, and look at this gentleman.
Have you seen the magician anywhere?
You're the magician. And check it out, a little Easter egg in this zone. We got a train from Firehawk over at Kings Island. Very cool. It's part of the Sideshow Act. And I did get a little bit more insight from one of the employees here. There is a ringleader. His name is Bob's Lobotomy, and he is the one that has created this and brought all of his oddities for us to enjoy. Let's go meet him real quick. Hello.
For coming by tonight.
Thank you, thank you.
We have a great time here at Lobotomy's Oddities, and if anything offends you, I really don't care. Okay?
Oh,
So
thanks.
just suck it up and deal with it. And
Yeah.
if you can't do that, come back on Saturday for tricks and treats and bring your little kids.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much. Have a good night. All right, and that was a very cool little interaction. Man, there is a lot of characters here as we make our way out. We're gonna make our way towards Paranormal Inc. Bob's Lobotomy is a nice interaction, and all the characters here are very nice and interactive. So if you're looking at taking your experience to the next level, that's a cool way of doing. Oh, Bricky wants to play with my camera?
Yeah!
No, don't do it.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
You're no fun, you're no fun, you're no fun!
Ah, my ear. But we're gonna make our way on over to Paranormal Inc. now so we could get another house in the bag. Now, one thing that I was saying is I'm surprised that they use this area for a scare zone, but during the daytime they do have their tricks and treats, which makes perfect sense. This is where they'll give out all the candy, and that's kind of how they kind of integrate the kind of spookiness for the kids during the daytime. All right, and we are in line for Paranormal Inc. It is one of the only houses that has a significant line because it does have a pre-show is probably part of it, and also this is a very popular house. It's a West Coast transplant, and we're excited to try it out for our second time, or our first time this year, but our second time ever. Here we go into Paranormal Inc. Now we did already get to do this, and my camera ran out of space, so I had to clear some space. It looks like the pre-show is currently not running, or at least it did seem that way earlier. Oh, yeah, so typically there's a pre-show here. Maybe they've cut it out, changed it. Oh, and typically there's a second route over there. Looks like today we just have one. Whoa. Whoa. Definitely something paranormal in here. Whoa. 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 Oh, shoot. Paranormal Inc. How I love thee. That is a great house, and it seems like this time around, probably because it's the content creator night, they're only doing one side and the pre-show has been cut out. Now, I'm not sure if the pre-show portion being cut out is permanent, but it does look like the second route is functional and it is there. They're just not utilizing it. You can only go left. I wonder if they're going to be using it during the regular event, and I wonder if they're going to have the pre-show. Could be that they've just eliminated that just for the sake of moving the line along, and it does work. It gets us the line moving a lot faster. That pre-show does slow things down, but it's a nice little touch as far as immersion into Paranormal Inc. And into Ripper Alley and our next house. Let's go check out some of the scare zone a bit before we hit the next house, which I believe is the Tooth Fairy. The Tooth Fairy is over here to the left, but let's make our way through Ripper Alley, I believe it's called, really quick, and then we'll trek on back to Tooth Fairy. Ooh. This scare zone, just for the scenic elements, is amazing, but the actors are obviously doing an amazing job as well. But look at it. It's like a Big Ben, and you can choose to go right or go left and kind of zoom your way through the different building elements. And here we go, Tooth Fairy is next. And if I remember correctly, this one was a super creepy one, had a really cool like storyline in the progression. Let's see how they twisted it this year. Let's talk about how they've twisted it, because the houses do seem to have a breath of fresh air. Yeah, the lineup is the same, but last year compared to this year, I do feel like either the actors, they did a better job with like prepping them for their role, or just the whole entire like aura of the houses has changed just enough that it feels like a breath of fresh air and also a little bit creepier. And into Tooth Fairy we go. I think I saw her go this way. Whoa. Wow. That was creepy. Oh, you can see like the coins that they leave for the Tooth Fairy. Ooh.
Friends, come on! You should stay. Join us. Come on, those teeth are so shiny. Come back!
Tooth Fairy complete. And I gotta say, it was a little bit interesting. Definitely different than last year. And I'm telling you, all the houses seem just right, I'm blown out. All the houses seem just a little bit different than last year. But I gotta say, this one is probably now running in last for me. Not because it was terrible, but it was just, it wasn't, the scares weren't hitting the same way, and I've been scared now multiple times in all the different houses. So I think Paranormal Inc. is definitely my number one, and Slaughterhouse is probably my number two. Then Cinema would be 3. This would be number 4, and we're about to hit number 5. All right, and we're making our way towards our last house. After the last house, we got our first look at the new show, as well as ending the night with Conjure the Night. I'm excited for the shows, but the houses so far have been great. Tooth Fairy, I think maybe another run will be a little bit better, but for the most part, all the houses have been impressive. A little bit of a breath of fresh air for all of them this year, and I've gotten scared multiple times. Not something that happens commonly for me. And here we go. There's a cool backstory for this one. The general of the army or military has conducted a project to get into the mind of a serial abducting killer. And and basically, while conducting this, we are now tasked with going through the mind of this serial abductor and killer of girls. Oh. To see if we can find the general's daughter. Oh. Oh, and you could hear in the house, like, some of the commotion. It's his thoughts. Oh, I like that. Whoa.
Get out of here. Get out of my house.
All right. And that is definitely a severely dark house. I'm sure you guys saw that. There was times when it was pitch black. And also, in addition to that, it's dark in another way. The house itself has a very dark and ominous kind of like storyline to it about going through the mind of this sadistic killer. So I like that about it. A little intense, but that's the whole point of a scary event. And into Carowinds Theater we go for the all-new show, Wake the Dead. And as you enter, it looks like we have some character interactions.
Oh, crocodile's tears. Congrats, Lily. Crocodile tears.
Let's grab ourselves a seat. All right, and we've made it in. We got ourselves a seat in the second row. Nice and centered. And I gotta say, the stage looks impressive.
Welcome to the funeral service of Rochester. Tonight we shall witness the reading of the last will and testament. Good evening. My name is Damien Cross. We are gathered here this evening to pay final respects and to hear the last will and testament of Frederick Earl Anderson Rochester, and to reveal the sole heir to the inheritance of Frederick Earl Anderson Rochester. I've got to run away, I've got to change, but it feels alright. Baby, thinking of you keeps me up all night. Break that, run to the end of time. Run to the end of time. We come to the moment of accusation. All of these people are guilty of crimes, but only one of them is responsible for my client's demise. I now place his or her fate in the hands of the assembled jury. It is time now to decide who murdered Frederick Earl Anderson Rochester.
They always cheat! All of them! If I can't have him,
just made our way out of the show. And I gotta say, it's a really cool show, something that I would absolutely recommend you go check out. It's like a murder mystery that you actually have a choice to choose who you believe is guilty, and who you select will make it so that the show actually has 4 different potential endings. So I think that's super cool, super interactive, and the show itself has some really cool singers. So they all get to sing their piece as to why, ooh, whoa, bright again, blown out, why they are not guilty, or kind of give themselves up as to why they are guilty in their lyrics. I enjoyed that a lot. We also talked to the creative team lead, Ryan, and he told us a little bit about the show that we're about to watch. Conjure the Dark has changed a little bit, and we're going through the fog. Very creepy. I like this. I like the ambiance. And also the other events. So this year, basically, the event is a 3-for-1 event. You get the trick and treats, you get Oktoberfest, and you get the Scarowinds. So one thing that he did mention is the tricks and treats is only on Saturday and Sunday, and the parade is only on Saturday and Sundays as well. So keep that in mind. Let's make our way over to the show. This year's event is fun and packed full of plenty of things that you could enjoy, from a family all the way to somebody who's really looking for a terrifying event. The house has been amazing. And now, guys, for Conjure the Dark. The Dark closes us out for the night, and it had some nice changes. I mean, the whole entire show for the most part has changed. The concept of the queen being the one that's being attacked is completely removed, and now it's this new character. But I like it. I like the fresh take on it. It's a nice breath of fresh air, just kind of like we felt through all the houses. So a returning show, but still different. Returning houses, but nice and different. So definitely something that I think you should stop and make sure that you get a quick look at the Conjure the Night show. I wonder if King's Dominion is going to do a different approach or bring back the same style as last year. I think the cast of Conjure the Night came out and they're being congratulated. They're getting a standing O for a great job. It was an amazing show. But guys, we got to see everything and bring you guys along for all the fun. I hope you enjoyed coming along. Haunt season is still well in motion. We got more things coming up, so stay tuned. Guys, we will see you on the next one. But up till then, don't forget to ask yourself, have you been entertained?